Absolutely.
Epic scenes are just incredible. So good for sport.
Yeah, really
amazing.
Let's bring in one man who I know would have been watching on with interest, and he's joining the Sports Sunday team for the very first time. He's former Satan bomber in Brendan Goddard. Brendan, great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
What did you make of what you saw from Buddy on Friday night at the SCG?
I think we all agree it was really special, wasn't it? And Casey just mentioned about the flashbacks to Tony Lockett kicking his 1000th goal, and I think like all of us, I was sitting on the couch actually with a number of mates, and it's just I don't think we talked for about 4 or 5 minutes because we were just watching the spectacle unfold. So it was a magical moment. Just to think that the AFL was potentially trying to restrict players from running on the ground. The crowd running on the ground. It wouldn't have made it what it is, right? This is making worldwide news, and it's such a unique, situation and occurrence in professional sport. I don't think it happens anywhere else around the world, does it? That the crowd can run onto a field and get around their hero after celebrating such a great milestone. So incredible scene, and I think kudos has to go. There's a lot of trust, right, put in the crowd as well.
Yeah.
Like Buddy and the players in particular were put in a really vulnerable position. Yeah. They couldn't get out of it, but everyone behaved themselves. Buddy took it like an absolute champion. With such honour, walked off the field. It took a long time, but everyone, celebrated the way it should be, and there was a lot of trust put in one another, and it was incredible to see.
Brendan, Craig Foster here. Like, those scenes really encapsulate the emotion, I guess, every AFL fan around the country felt in that time, and also will live on forever, right? But I see a lot of commentary from journalists and even out of the game saying that this may never be repeated. Could you explain to us, please, why that is the case?
I think just the way that the game's unfolding, it's evolving. Hopefully it does full circle and comes back. I think Buddy mentioned after the game and his interview with Richo, or during the game actually, after he kicked his 1000th, that hopefully it does happen again. But just the way the game's played and their ability, the strategies around restricting scoring. But hopefully, the AFL obviously trying to restrict this with changing rules, and they want high-scoring games, and they want things like this to happen again. That's the reality of the situation. But hopefully, as I mentioned, it does come full circle with the number of things tinkering with the rules, but also the coaches and the clubs getting on board and actually celebrating high-scoring games and individual achievements like this. So it's hopefully it happens again. But again, time will tell. But as the game evolves now for the next 5 or 10 years, I don't think there's anyone in the position to do this in the next decade or two.
Brendan, with that in mind, he's the 6th player to kick 1,000 goals, right? And there's Coventry, Tony Lockett, and one of my favourite players was Conor Peter Hudson, played for the Hawks back in the 70s. Where does Buddy sit? Better? The same? Where do you reckon he is? In a different game?
It's a really good round table discussion, isn't it, Mark? Well, I think it really depends on whichever, right? Obviously, been privy and played against a Buddy for most of his career, so I've seen and witnessed that firsthand. I didn't play against the other guys. I think Tony Lockett retired the year I came into the competition. So I guess it's a really good discussion to have. So I guess the older folk would probably suggest, Gary Ablett, Jason Dunstall, Tony Lockett is one of the best. But what I've seen firsthand, I can only go and experience what I've seen. And Buddy's pure athleticism, his ability just as a pure football is second to none.
Brendan, West Coast Eagles today up against North Melbourne, but their lead up anything but comfortable, losing half the squad. Hello, little one. Hello, you're on my TV.
They're under strict instructions.
That's like red rag to a ball, mate.
Looking after the kids.
Too good. The Eagles, how do they